fight in another dimension, called the Financial District, and they could earn money to use in the real world. They were called Entree, who were given the privilege to borrow money from a bank, called Midas Bank. But the collateral demanded by this bank was the future of an Entree. And one of those invited to enter this district was the student, named Kimimaro Yoga. The story began when a man named Naoya was trying to withdraw money from the automated teller machine. But all the ATM cards he used were equally empty. So he decided to use the card from Midas Bank. After he entered the PIN code, the machine asked him if he wanted to make a deal. When he answered yes, he was asked again if he wanted to choose an opponent, to which he also answered yes. After he got out, he used the card to get a ride in a special vehicle to the Far East Financial District where the match would be held. When he came there, he was going to fight the veteran and one of the strongest Entree, named Suichiru. They both released their assets or those who could help them in the battle. When Naoya's asset attacked, Kakuzuzu parried it effortlessly. Then he used a direct attack, but it was also blocked by Kakuzuzu. Suichiru advised him to gamble, but Naoya preferred to make a deal because he badly needed the money. After a few moments, he was surprised that Suichiru was already in front of him, and Kakuzuzu had also defeated his asset. Because of this, he was unable to stop Suichiru's attack, and this caused him to be bankrupt immediately. On the other hand, Kimimaro was studying in a school called Heisei University of Economics. While they were in class, his classmate named Hanabi noticed that he was already starting to study for the civil servant exam. By noon, she asked him why he was studying this, even though they had not started their core curriculum yet. Just a few moments later, two of their classmates came to invite him to drink for the next day, but he immediately refused this. Due to the death of his mother and the sudden disappearance of his father, he was the only one who supported his studies. After school, he would work at 2 convenience stores to pay his bills for his daily expenses and school fees. This was the reason why he wanted to work in the public sector. He believed that in the current status of their economy, it was not good enough if he would choose to work in a private company after his studies. When he moved to the other convenience store, Hanabi went there to give him the notebook because he had forgotten that he was supposed to study for the test, which would be held the next day. To show his gratitude, he intended to treat her something to eat, but her boyfriend was already waiting for her. When he got home, he immediately studied the notes which was given to him. A few hours passed, he fell asleep, but after a while, he was awakened by a knock on the door. When he opened the door, he saw a man who introduced himself as Masakaki, who said that he was from Midas Bank. He wanted to talk to him about managing his money, but he immediately closed the door on him. He was surprised when he saw the man who was already inside his house, so he let him out again. When he was about to return to his desk to study, the whole environment suddenly changed and he saw Masakaki again. Masakaki told him that he was in a place where time was not affected, so he could study there without using his time in reality. He immediately continued his studies while Masakaki explained his true purpose in meeting him. He said that he came because Kimimaro was chosen to be an entrepreneur where he could borrow money and use it in the financial district. But the collateral would be his future. Because of the money that he could get, he also thought about this, and when he asked